So if you've made it this far, you've done the thinking, you've clarified the problem, you've studied the field, you've spoken to people, you've made the decision to move forward. Now, we get to the part most people either rush or avoid. The paperwork, the structure, the legal side of things. Yes, it matters, but not just the paperwork. It's a process. Up to now, everything has been about clarity. Now you're turning that clarity into something real, something that exists beyond you, something that others can rely on. Let me simplify this, because all of this really breaks down into 3 core areas. And if you understand these 3, this becomes much more manageable. First, legal and structural setup. This is where your organization becomes real, legally. This is where you register the organization, follow your initial documents, establish your legal identity. And for most people, this is where you're not the expert. So think about, who do I know who understands this? A lawyer, an accountant, someone who's done this before, someone on your team. You don't need to master this yourself. You need to make sure it gets done properly. Because this is what allows people to engage with you, support you, trust what you're building is real. Second, governance and accountability. This is where responsibility is defined. This is where you begin to establish titles, roles, responsibilities. This is where you start thinking about a board of directors, leadership structure, who is responsible for what. Now, this may vary depending on where you live or where you're registering this organization. Different places, different systems. But the essence is always the same. You're defining the people who are going to carry this forward. This is no longer just your initiative. This is something that others are responsible for alongside you. So take your time here. Make sure the right people are involved, that they understand what this is about, that they're thinking with you, not just supporting you. These people are going to be carrying this with you. These are not people who are just excited. These are people who are committed. Third, systems and operations. Yes, this can sound pretty broad, so let's make it more concrete. This is how your organization actually functions. How do you track your activity? How do you track your finances? How do you communicate internally? How do you document what's happening? You don't need the best system here. You don't need the most advanced technology. Look at your team. Who knows how to do this? Who has the experience? Who's comfortable with basic tools? There are endless tools out there. The goal is not to choose the perfect tool. Don't get caught up in that. The goal is to choose something that's going to work for you and your team. Start simple. You don't need to invest in complex systems, and you don't need to commit to something that will carry you for the next 5 to 10 years. You're still learning. You're still testing. This is just the beginning. Continue to discover what your organization actually needs. Commit to being systematic, not to one specific system. What matters is that you can track what you're doing, understand what's happening in the organization, and build from there. And if you want a simple way to think through these pieces, legal, governance, and systems, there's a free guide you can use to organize this as you go. Link below, or just go to givewithus.com. Now bring this back to your team. This is not something that you're going to do alone. Different people will naturally take on different roles. Some people will be drawn to the legal side, some to the governance, and some to the systems. Let them in. Invite them. You're not trying to do everything. You're building something that others will help you carry. This process can feel heavy, and there's a lot here. And if it feels that way, you're not wrong. Most people either rush this or get stuck in it. The goal is neither. The goal is to move through it carefully and then just push forward. Because once this is in place, you're no longer just planning. You're ready to begin. And that's where we're going next. In the next video, we're going to talk about your first 90 days, how to take everything you've built and turn it into real activity and real experience. And if you're working through this step by step, you can subscribe and follow along. I'll take you through each phase.